Hi everybody, this is the Prospect Hut, the amazing, spectacular, terrific, the great one, the People's Champion. Your host, the Hut, and welcome back to the Prospect Hut, and hopefully you like this video. Hit that subscribe button. In this video, we're going to talk about the top 10 right-handed pitching prospects in all of baseball, which include 2 Mets prospects. So this is something for you to chew on. And of course, you let me know what you think about this video, and of course, watch the entire length of this video. Here's from MinorLeagueBaseball.com. Here are the top 10 right-handed pitching prospects for 2026. And currently they're on second base. We're going to catch up. So, MLB Pipeline will reveal its 2026 top 100 prospect list on 8 p.m. on Friday, January 23rd. For 1 hour show on MLB Network and MLB.com. Leading up to the release of the top 100, we'll examine baseball's top 10 prospects at each position. Last year's top 10 right-handed pitchers list was focused on Dodgers righty Roki Sasaki, his arrival stateside, and the question about what he could do and bring to an already loaded Los Angeles roster. This time around, you might be a little more familiar with the names up top. Nolan McLean with the Mets, Bubba Chandler with the Pirates, and Trey Savage with the Blue Jays sit atop MLB Pipeline's top 10 right-handed pitcher list to begin 2026 after each saw time in the majors last year. McLean was the Mets' de facto ace down the stretch, and Yasevich grabbed headlines for setting the rookie record for strikeouts in a World Series game with 12 against the Dodgers in Game 5 of the Fall Classic. Even Chandler, after an uneven AAA season, looked like a key piece of the Pittsburgh puzzle with 1.08 ERA, 19 strikeouts and 0 walks in his final 3 MLB starts. Others on the list will look to join that top trio and make an MLB impact in 2026. Jonathan also made his debut in the show alongside McLean in the Mets rotation, and Andrew Painter, Jackson Wiggins, and Carlos Yangridge should be knocking on the door, if not busting it down, this spring and summer. Ryan Sloan and Seth Hernandez are just getting their careers going, while Travis Sakura will likely miss much of the season after undergoing Tommy John surgery and otherwise dominant 2025. And all 18 right-handed pitchers and 1 switch pitcher will appear on the preseason top 100 list to be released at the end of the next week, or this week. But for now, here are the top 10 with their project, Major League ETAs, and parentheses. Number 1, Nolan McLean. Now, he's already been here. 2026. They put 2026 for him. Bubba Chandler with the Pirates, 2026. Trey Savage, Blue Jays, 2026. Andrew Painter, Phillies, 2026. Seth Hernandez, Pirates, 2028. Ryan Sloan of the Mariners, 2028. Jonah Tong of the New York Mets, 2026. Travis Sakura, Nationals, 2028. Jackson Wiggins, Cubs, 2026. And number 10, Carlos Lagrange with the Yankees in 2026. Top tools for this class. Fastball. Chandler, Painter, Hernandez, Tong, Wiggins, and Lagrange. Hitters aren't judged on velocity alone, though you'll find a few triple-digit options in this group. For example, Chandler's four-seamer, which was voted second best among prospects by baseball executives, averaged 97.8 miles per hour in AAA, but generated a lot of whiffs because of a flat approach angle that buzzed it above many international league bats. Tong, he has the over-the-top delivery and massive extension for his size, averaged 18.7 inches of ride on his four-seamer, making it play above its 94-97 mile per hour velo range. If you are in for the heat alone, look for Lagrange, who touched 103 last year. Best curveball, Nolan McLean and Seth Hernandez. McLean's curveball is already the spinningest in baseball. Its average of 32.48 RPM was highest among all MLB pitchers last year. The deuce comes with a lot of sweep too, and that extreme movement can make it difficult to zone at times, knocking it down from a plus pitch to a +1. Hernandez, last year's 6th overall pick, has more of a 12-6 option in this category, but his curveball comes with tons of spin in his own right, along with tight action that could help him thrive quickly in the pros. Best slider, McLean at a 70. There's the Mets prospect again. Technically, we're talking about McLean's mid-80 sweeper here, a break with 16-17 inches of horizontal break on average and 29-29 RPM of spin during his time in the majors. McLean's best pitch plays off his mid-50s sinker by mirroring his break in the opposite direction, and he'll use it against righties and lefties alike. Best changeup, Chandler, Hernandez, Sloan, and Tong. The debate over the best changeup in the Pirates' rotation could be a fun one in a few years. Chandler already has a leg up. His 90-93 mile per hour cambio had a 39.6% whiff rate in the majors, thanks to the way he sells with arm speed and the separation he generates off his aforementioned four-seamer. Hernandez has changed one of the best overall pitches in last year's draft, and he's much more confident than your typical prep arm. The other two are a little funkier. Tong moved his Vulcan grip to the horseshoe of the baseball to great effect, aiding his push to the majors, while Sloan has a singing kick change that helped avoid split issues against lefties. Best splitter, Yasevich. You could make a case that Yasevich splitter is the best pitch in baseball. From its sky-high release point, Yasevich can really fool batters with his 82 to 85 mile per hour splitter, a pitch that looks like it's dropping from the ceiling of the Rogers Center. It comes from roughly 10 to 11 miles per hour of separation from his fastball too, and that helped to generate a whiff rate of 55.58% between the regular season and postseason in the show. Best cutter. All the talk of his spin, Nolan McLean can also wedge in an 89 to 92 mile per hour cutter for early strikes. That puts him ahead in counts and lets the louder stuff speak for whiff and chase. Best control, Painter, Hernandez, and Sloan. Painter's control wasn't at the same level as it was pre-Tommy John surgery, but there's hope he could still find his fastball coming out with a steady, more consistent arm slap moving forward. Sloan's walk rate was stellar at 4.5% over 82 innings in his first full season. If he holds that over longer outings in 2026 and beyond, that would help his argument as a future frontline starter. Hernandez already repeats his delivery well at 6'4", and it'll be interesting to follow how much he can hone his control in a Buck system known for its pitching development. Highest ceiling, New York Mets Nolan McLean. The New York Mets right-hander already looked like a current stud of a 2.06 ERA and 57 strikeouts over 48 innings during his first run in the majors. And his deep arsenal and incredible metrics give him rare number one upside. Wow. Let's put it, and this is highest floor, this is Savage. Let's put it plainly. If everyone in this group retired tomorrow, only one would have a World Series gem on his resume. Sure, there are some questions whether the Savage three-pitch all-arm side mix can hold his effectiveness as major leaguers see it more and more often. But it's also already worked against the likes of Aaron Judge and Shohei Ohtani on the game's biggest stages. Rookie of the Year candidate, McLean and Yasevich. Cheating a little here, but there are two leagues, meaning there are two Rookie of the Years, and we can make two picks. While pitchers often face an uphill awards battle against their position player competition and compatriots, McLean and Yasevich have already shown that their stuff plays against MLB bats, and depending on other moves and general health, they could be number two stars on competitive teams in New York and Toronto all summer. Highest riser and humblest beginning, LaGrange. LaGrange signed for only $10,000 out of the Dominican Republic in February of 2022 when he was 18 years old. 4 years later, the 6'7" right-hander is a top 100 prospect at their breakout 2025 in a season in which he finished third in the minors with 168 strikeouts over 120 innings. Most to prove. Painter. Last spring, the Phillies told anyone who would listen that they were circling July as the time for Painter's MLB debut in 2025. That never came to pass as the 22-year-old couldn't find consistent enough results to press the issue. The jump to AAA and the workload after missing 2 years with elbow issues and Tommy John rehab could certainly explain Painter's issues, but he won't have the same excuses in 26. It'll be a full go time for the 2021 13th overall pick. And keep an eye on Kyson Witherspoon of the Red Sox. Boston oversaw big breakouts from Peyton Toll and Conley early in 25. That makes the organization's pick of Witherspoon with the 15th overall pick in July all the more intriguing. The former Oklahoma ace has plenty of power, with mid-90s fastball that can touch 99. Though getting a little more life out of it could be a project in 2016. He has a deep mix for curveball, slider, cutter, and changeup to go with it. In other words, there's a lot for the Red Sox pitching group to work with Witherspoon's first full season. So these are the top pitching prospects from the right side of Major League Baseball. And this is very impressive about Nolan McLean, boy. Three big pitches from this young class. Wow. Well, you let me know what you think about this video. And of course, please subscribe to the Prospect Hut, and I'll see you later.